You're listening to the August 11th, 2018 reading of Blossom Goodchild's Channeling with the Federation of Light.
Blossom here, connecting with you chaps somewhere. Hello.
Hello to you out there somewhere, which is very appropriate, for each one is somewhere in their own space of themselves, creating their own pathway on their journey home. And may we say, such progress has been made in your recent times that so very soon now, events shall take place that will leave you in wonder. Astounding presences will fluctuate in and around your planet until such times when such wonders will be able to remain in a more, would we say, concrete form.
Concrete?
We use that loosely, colloquially.
So, what presences are we speaking of here?
We speak of our vessels. They shall be presenting themselves on a much more obvious level. Many more sightings shall be captured on camera, and therefore be able to convince many of those skeptics that are so quick to jump in and say they are of earthly substances.
Yes, it's quite annoying how our media is so quick to take the mickey. I just smile within because I know that one day they won't be so smug and will retract all their skepticism.
This is very much the case, and preparations are underway for longer, greater, clearer visual sightings to take place. This you shall become aware of very soon in your skies.
Speaking of skies, this segues nicely into asking about the weather. You mentioned in our last conversation we should speak of it another time. Is now that time?
Certainly. It cannot be unnoticed by anyone, unless they have the loss of their sight, that what is taking place, has been taking place, in your skies has changed greatly from the days of old. If you were to compare your photographic images of sunny, cloudy, or rainy days, it would be more than apparent that in these present days, cloud formations are not what they used to be.
Oh, very much so. I assume this is due to chemtrails.
Indeed. Yet, not just chemtrails. There are certain chemicals and gases that are purposefully leaked into your atmosphere, which are designed to, and in turn, do, create havoc with your weather. Unprecedented heat waves, snowfall, and other anomalies that should not be occurring in particular countries are causing such discomfort to humans, not to mention the animals and the land upon which they depend upon to graze. This is not a natural phenomenon. This is nothing to do with what some choose to call global warming. This bizarre weather is purposefully designed. It is part of a plan to destroy crops and necessary sustenance, so that some may have lack of food and water. Whilst this is present in some countries for many a year, there is an intention to create the same famine in other parts of your world also, in order for souls to panic and go into their fear-based programming. On top of which, the cloud formations are far from natural. Natural clouds do not form straight lines. They do not form tunnel-like appearance. Gone are the days of your fluffy white clouds billowing in the gentle breeze.
How right you are. Although I had heard that chemtrailing had stopped.
From our knowledge base, and with respect, we would say you have heard incorrectly.
Oh, poop. Please continue.
All that is taking place within your extreme weather conditions are, as we say, part of a plan, and the plan is not for one's highest good.
So what can we do about it? Is there anything you can do about it?
From your point of view, the best, most valuable notion you can take is to do as we always ask of you. Each one, as you hear these words, know what we are about to say. Shine your light even more strongly. Look up at the clouds instead of allowing them to drain you and make you sick, as designed. Use your free will to choose to imagine them full of rainbow colors. Colors of the highest healing capabilities. Do you see, dearest ones? That which you think, you create. Yet you have to know this is of truth. It will not have the desired effect if you try to pretend. You have to know from 100% of your being, your knowingness, that this is truth. And then it shall be.
I totally see where you're coming from with this. Yet, could you go more deeply into it so we can really get the understanding of it? But that's quite a big ask for many.
With the greatest of respect, it is no more a bigger ask than to imagine a particular item of clothing that you would like to come into your energy. The universe does not distinguish between anything, large or small. It simply adheres to your desires. And as long as those desires are vibrating on the correct frequency to bring them to you, anything can, especially in these days, arrive at your doorstep in a flash. Many of you are experiencing this in these higher frequency energies. So we would liken that to the knowing that which you see in your skies, strange clouds, etc., do not come from chemicals to destroy and maim, yet from beauty and grace. And if they present as dark gray, take your mind's eye inside of them to discover all the colors of the rainbow that will lift your spirits.
Even though we know that's not true, I know you needed me to put that to make your point.
What is true, Blossom? That which comes from your heart. You, each one of you, has the power to create anything you want through your imagination. That is how your planet Earth was created in the first place. Imagination. You have the power to change things into how you desire them to be. This is why you came, to change things. This we have infused into our messages over and over again, and shall continue to do so. You can change anything via your thought. Your imagination of what you choose something to be, other than how you have been taught or told or indoctrinated.
Again, I get the gist of this. Yet some things just are, and you cannot change them.
Why not?
Okay, for example, off the top of my head, so forgive me if it's not the best example, we have to pay our rent, our electricity bills, etc. We can't change that, even though we want to.
You can't change that at the present state of the game, yet you can change your attitude towards doing so. Instead of living in fear of such things or begrudging such things, you can be grateful for the roof over your head and the light and the warmth and all the wonders that electricity can provide. Do you see, dearest ones, you have been programmed over many eons of time to think differently. To think, if we may use this word, wrongly, negatively. You have been saturated with downward thoughts. You have forgotten how the laws of the universe work for you. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. There is not one soul upon the planet that cannot look around and be grateful for something. Even if one considers themselves to be in the most dire of situations. And as you know, Blossom, the more one finds things to be grateful for, the more the universe will keep those things coming. It is when one gets tied up, lost in the program, that things do not work out how one would like them to be. They allow themselves to sink into the mire and accept that the mire is how it is. So they settle for that. For they do not believe they can escape from within its grasp. This is where so much of your lifestyle has fallen onto stony ground. Yet, more and more now, enlightenment is calling one's soul to change this. In one's heart and depth of being, there is the yearning, the desperate longing to return to love in its purest, highest form. There is a knowing stirring in the soul self that is telling you that this is not how it's meant to be. That this is life under the control of a sector that desire destruction of life in order to gain more power for themselves. They are beginning to wake up to the ideas that one can reclaim their power and take back control of who they are. In essence, in truth. Change is upon you. Change is upon your planet. Great change. You can feel within your energy at this moment, Blossom, of what we are about to say.
Yes, and I am a bit hesitant for obvious reasons. Yet I know you'll not give a date or time, so I'm okay with that. Please, go right ahead.
This is why the event that we speak of is going to be taking place. To bring to light the spark of truth that is hidden in the darkness. It is time to change. It is time to change the vibration of your planet. This wave of love that is to embrace each one will awaken so many from their slumber, and for those who are already in full swing, they will receive this wave from a level that their soul's light energy is able to receive. Such glory, such a wondrous time this shall be. All shall celebrate, not one shall miss it. All shall know it. All shall be of it.
My heart's beating faster with the energy you're bringing through. So many of us are waiting. So many of us are preparing. So many of us are ready. Bring it on. For then, when it has taken place, so many of us can get to work. How wonderful.
We do not jest when we say it is on the cards.
I know. I can feel it right now. Yet, due to all we've spoken about regarding time and no time and time frames, etc., I'm not holding my breath. Just yet.
Within your soul, your being, ask for strength and peace within. For when the event comes about, and it will, you will be able to absorb it in the harmony of its light, color, and music.
Music?
Oh, yes, Blossom. It shall be accompanied by music from the heavens.
Wow. I feel there's nothing more to say right now, just for us to ponder on today's wisdom offered and pick up again next time. Many thanks to you.
We are always in love, coming from it, being of it. Gratitude to you also, dearest Blossom, for being ever willing to receive us.
Who wouldn't? The pleasure is mine and everyone's to share. In love and service, Blossom G.